What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 3 of NHL 23 Philadelphia Flyers Franchise Mode Series. As always, guys, you wouldn't mind leaving a thumbs up on this video. It really helps me out. So far through the preseason, there we're 2-4, which isn't the best, but it's alright. Travis Sanheim there's putting up a point per game, which we like to see. If you guys missed the last two episodes, last year the Winnipeg Jets won the Stanley Cup. The year before that, the Avalanche actually went back-to-back. So far, too, we've actually been doing a lot better than I expected. We missed the playoffs both years, but I think we're like the best team in the East to miss each time. The first season, we literally missed by 1 point. Last year, we missed by 2 points while still having, I think, a 90 or 92 point season. So, like, this team is right on the edge of, you know, breaking through. Now, we got some really good young players to build around. First line there's a young gun line. Cutter Gauthier, Leo Carlson, Wayne Boeming. They get a +5. Second line there, Sam Reinhart, big free agent signing last summer. Playing with Couturier and Konechny. Farabee, Frost, Brink on the third line, with Cates, Gergensen, Lorentz on the fourth. In terms of the defense, we got Sanheim and York on the top pairing, get a +5. DeMello here, we also signed him. Very good defensively, paired up with Grand. Then the bomb pair there, Ronnie Attard and Lyubushkin. Lyubushkin, even though he's a 79, also solid defensively. In terms of the goaltending, we got Nico Dawes and McAdemy. McAdemy, of course, the starter, 84 overall. Now, in terms of the special teams, we actually looked pretty good, I think, on that first unit. Carlson, of course, a very good playmaker. Bluming's got a great shot on 93s. Got Reinhardt up front. Sanheim, Couturier. Second power play there also, you know, some younger players, but looks pretty good. I mean, the chemistry there is all positive. Now, in terms of the PK, like, we've got some very good defensive players. Couturier, Reinhardt on that first unit with Sanheim, DeMello. Second unit there, you got Gergensen. I don't know if I showed it. He's got 92 D awareness. Third unit here, even Cates also has 88 D awareness. So, like, got some very good defensive-minded forwards. Will this team be better this year? I think so, because last year we missed the playoffs, like I said, by 2 points. So we were a solid team, and we had the third worst goals against. So not only have we improved the defense, I've also brought in some defensive forwards, and McAdamy's now at 84. So hopefully that just helps us keep the puck out of the net. Now, in terms of the AHL team, they actually look kind of nasty. Tyson Forster is 83, but fortunately, there's nowhere for him to play in the NHL, so he's playing first line AHL. Stankoven 81, Matthew Woodman to trade for. Second line there, Nylander, Abruzzese, and Vesalainen. We got the Noya on the third line there, who actually like led our team in scoring for a lot of last year. Derek Grant, I believe we got back for Tarasenko when I gave him to Ottawa for free just because they signed him in real life. Wade Allison and Deslauriers there both dropped from the NHL fourth line to AHL fourth line, but that just kind of shows, you know, how much better the team's getting. Kiva Harju, big draft last season, playing first pair on the AHL defense. Antti Raanta there, signed to be the backup. He dropped in rating, so he's AHL starting out with Cal Peterson, who, as I mentioned, last year that bad contract. So, like I said, I really don't know what to expect from this team. I think we'll be kind of, you know, competing for a playoff spot again. Not a great team, but not a terrible team either, which, again, not really where we want to be, but, you know, we'll deal with it. We'll make trades. Still, obviously, looking to add Michkov if possible. In terms of the ratings, guys, we've got 89 offense, 90 defense, 81 goaltending. So, it's going to be an interesting year. Let's get started. And next year, guys, before I start saying, I'm actually trying to make a trade with the Seattle Kraken to bring in Brandon Tanev. I almost forgot. I actually need to hit the salary cap floor minimum, or the game's going to, like, artificially boost a bunch of our contracts, which we don't want. So, this brings us really close. I'll probably have to just sign, like, a random free agent for, I don't know, $2 million, and that should work. So, I'm going to see if we can actually jump up a couple rounds by taking on his contract from the Kraken. They say no. Okay, I mean, I thought that was pretty fair. He could be, like, a player that could help, or could even, you know, flip at the deadline. So, maybe they would just give him to us for free. Still rejected. Okay, so they do think he has some value. In that case, guys, honestly, I'll probably just sign, like, some free agent for $5 million for 1 year. As if we're not going to get a nice sweetener like a pick or a prospect, it really doesn't make any sense. Jacob Pelletier here's an RFA, so unfortunately, not going to work with him. We'd have to, like, give up picks or whatever. Who deserves a payday? Who's somebody, you know, going to retire soon, could use some money? You know what? Jack Johnson here. We know his parents screwed him over, stealing all his money, so I feel bad for him. We're going to give him a 1 year, $5 million contract that should make us for sure hit the cap salary floor minimum, and then obviously it's gone after this year. Could probably actually, you know, be on the AHL team, be a good locker room guy, and that's worth $5 million. And after signing Jack Johnson, guys, I also had to go and sign Wayne Simmons, a 1 year, $4 million deal. I figured former Flyer, want to give him a payday too, and as you can see at the bottom, we have $20 million in cap space, so we just hit the salary cap floor minimum. Just barely. So we're gonna show the sim like I was saying and hope to do well. Alright, guys, around the December here with a pretty solid record, 18-11-4. Yeah, we're still in a wildcard spot, 40 points, tied with the Islanders. I mean, the Penguins there, 2 points back of us, 7th in the division. Just shows you how stacked the Metro is. So it's gonna be very competitive here to actually get one of these playoff spots. Atlantic Division also looks pretty good, not, you know, quite as good as the Metro, but still not that bad. Leo Carlson, leading scorers, got 33 and 33, mostly assists. AHL team forgot to check. Alex Nylander's got 24 points. They're 14-10-4, which isn't terrible. Fourth place there, so in a playoff spot. Alright, guys, for the trade deadline now, unfortunately we slowed down a bit. We're currently 29-25-7, and in a really competitive Metro division, not good enough for a playoff spot. We're not too far out, though. 7 points there of each wild card, but looks like we're missing the playoffs again. So I think we can probably be full sellers here at the deadline. AHL team, 25-17-11. That's awesome to see. At least we have one of our teams make the playoffs. Nick Abruzzese there, 37 points leading scorer, which isn't really the best. Hopefully they're putting up points by committee. Travis Konecny there, almost a point per game. I was actually thinking about selling him, to be honest, just because we have Tyson Forster in the AHL, could kind of take over his spot. We got Stan Coven coming up as well. So we'll see what's out there at the deadline. We also know, of course, there's potentially be a ton of good free agents. So I'll say conservative seller. Like, I don't see us going full-blown fire sale here, but definitely look to make some moves. Uyghur, Brodin, Troy Terry, Bobrovsky is actually on Buffalo now. Eriksson Ek, Nick Schmaltz, Seth Jones. If Chicago paid me, I'd take his contract for sure, but they don't seem to want to do that. Buchnevich, Connor Brown. How much did he get paid? 7.5. Swayman's still available. I mean, could potentially do that, although he's 26, so he's kind of done growing. He is what he is at 87. We got a lot of young goalies coming up. We'll see what's else available. All right, guys, so right here I'm trying to make a pretty big trade to Seattle Kraken. Trading away our leading scorer in Travis Konecny. He's currently got 58 points, 62 games, but 1 year left on his deal. Honestly, we have enough good players. I probably don't need to bring him back. 27 isn't the oldest, but if we can get Henry Muse here, who's like a very solid prospect defenseman, high top four potential, offensive there, which we kind of need for the future. I feel like, he could definitely be a part of the core. Johansson just there for the roster spot. Value's pretty equal. I've also retained 50% in Konecny just to try and increase his value a bit more. Trades accepted. Okay, they're calling up Forster. I'll probably leave him in the AHL, honestly. Help that team dominate. All right, guys, we just made that one trade there, Konecny for Muse, but honestly, I think that was a really solid one for us. We'll see here. Christian Kyrou on the move again to the Canucks. Our trade for Muse. Kuzmenko to the Senators. Brock Besser to the Hurricanes. Canucks are just selling. Justin Hull there to the Stars. The Red Wings get Scott Lawrence. He's also a bit of a suitcase right now. Colin Miller to the Oilers. Xavier Bourgault going the other way. Ryan Hartman to the Vegas Golden Knights with Corey Perry. Colby Barlow on the move to the St. Louis Blues. Buchnevich to the Blue Jackets. That's a pretty big trade. The Flames there gaining Athanasiou and Shackler from Chicago for a couple second-round picks. Not bad return. Roslovich there to the Canucks. So they add Roslovich, give up a couple seconds, but then they trade away Besser and Kuzmenko. That's a interesting couple moves. In terms of the trade deadline, guys, you don't have to take a look at the team. First line's the same. Farabee, though, on the second line now. Kate's promoted to the third line. That's obviously just for the last month and a half or so. Next season, I'll definitely be Forster's spot. I think even Stan Coven might come in for Frost. We'll look to move him in the summer. We got Wayne Simmons there on the fourth line for fun. Defense, no change. In terms of the AHL team, I think they're pretty much the exact same. So hopefully they can make a deep run in the playoffs. All right, guys, rather than a season now with a record of 39-35-8, so even after trading away Konecny, still finished with a positive record. As you guys can see there, we did miss the playoffs for the third straight season now. But honestly, our division is just way too good. Like 93 points to get a wild card spot. It's pretty crazy. Even the Atlantic there, you can see Panthers, Lightning, both minutes with 92. Then you go to the West. I mean, the Central. The Wild get in with 83. Are you kidding me? The Pacific there is a little bit better, but still, you can definitely tell, like, the East is a lot better, and I think in real life it's honestly the case as well. Carlson popped off in his sophomore season, 72 points there in 82 games. Love seeing that AHL team. Nick Abruzzese there was actually our leading scorer, 57 points, and we did get a playoff spot, so at least we have one team in the playoffs. Hopefully, like I said, they can go on a deep run here, maybe win a Calder Cup. Behind Carlson, you got Boemek there. Wow, one shy of 50 goals. How sick would that have been? He had a pretty solid rookie season there, 54 points, and then put up 70 in his second year. Again, 49 goals. I should probably extend both these guys before they play their third year, because I feel like they'll definitely be going up in rating. I got Reinhardt there also at 70. He was on the second line, so that's a big free agent signing. Sanheim there at 66 points, which is very solid. Like, I don't know, last year he had 58. I think he should jump back out to like an 87 or something, because 66 I think is better than 86. Couturier at 61 at 32, still putting up points, playing solid defensive game. Cutter Gauthier, 54 his rookie season. Farabee at 50 plus. Frost there only 41. York was closer to 40 points this season. That's good to see. Brink 38. Grand's there at 31, which is actually a bit of a surprise. I didn't think he had that much of an offensive game, so to see him contributing a little bit is nice. Simmons there, 2 points, 20 games. Goaltending McAnemy, 901, 3.32. Still not the best numbers. How much longer is he signed for? 2 more years at 1.9. Dawes there actually had even worse numbers. Luckily, he's young, so he can get better. In the AHL there, you got Ranta, Peterson. Both had pretty good numbers. Abruzzese, Stankoven, 55. Nylander. Forster only had 40 points. 19 goals, 21 assists. I expected a lot better from him. Like, look at his stats there. They're very, very solid. 85 offensive awareness. Surprised, too, he's that good of a skater. 90 speed, excellent agility. I think it went up quite a bit. Matthew Wood, even 39, playing first line. Expect more from him. He'll probably be in the AHL again next season. And I'm turning the entire league here, guys. Johnny Gaudreau put up 108 points, leading the league. Kucherov, Robertson, McCarr, 99. Hintz, Bedard there on the Sharks, 97. You kidding me? Ovi, McKinnon, Laine. Maurice Richard goes to Ovechkin again, 55. But Bedard put up 50. finished 3rd. Defensive scoring obviously led by McCarr. You got Hedden behind him. I mean, most of the usual suspects here. In terms of the goaltending stats, Yorgi had the most wins. Didn't have a great save percentage, though. That goes to Spencer Knight, actually. 926. He's up to an 88 now. And then the best goals against here, first starter, it's going to be also Spencer Knight. So he's probably taking home the Vezina Trophy. Rookie skaters. We have a chance here with Cutter Gauthier. Shane Wright actually beats him out. 63 points with the Kraken, plus 22 as well. So yeah, he'll probably be getting the Calder there over Korchinski. But Gauthier, 3rd in scoring, 54. Could definitely see him being like a nominee. Michkov only had 48 points and a minus 25 in the Blackhawks. So maybe we can make a trade for him. They don't like how he played his rookie season. And I am very curious, guys, to see the entire league. Like I said, very, you know, top heavy in terms of the East. I mean, literally, look at the top 8 teams here. Only 2 of them are from the West. Okay, you got the Calgary Flames, Dallas Stars. Starts to get a bit more West teams, but Florida, Tampa there, miss. I can't believe, like, how low is Minnesota? This might be 22nd. I'm trying to think of, like, the lowest ranked team I've ever seen make the playoffs. We finished 20th there, which means I think the highest we can jump up to the 3rd overall pick, which is still a good pick. It'll be a medium elite, but no chance at 1st overall. St. Louis there, last in NHL, 64 points. And I want to see if our goals against any better this season. Slightly. Instead of being 3rd last, we were 5th last, so still some work to do there. And because the NHL team to make the playoffs, guys, I decided to send Cutter Gauthier down to the AHL, help them out on their playoff run. 86 overall. Should be a pretty big addition. I was actually hoping to send down some more players, but Gauthier is the only one I was allowed to without going through waivers. So we have the Hartford Wolfpack up here in the 1st round. Let's see how it goes. We're in Hartford, first 2 games. Both losses. Are you kidding me? Head home now. Come on. And finally make the playoffs with the AHL team. Even with an 86 Cutter Gauthier, we get swept. Are you kidding me? Abruzzese there with our leading score, 4 points, 4 games. 86 overall Cutter Gauthier, 0 points in the playoffs. What the heck? And now the playoffs are complete, guys, and the Seattle Kraken actually win their first Stanley Cups. Now in the first season, the Vegas Golden Knights won in real life, so this happened. That'd be 2 expansion teams winning in 3 years. Like, that's pretty crazy. So take a look at the playoff tree here, see who they went through. As you guys can see, first round they beat the Canucks in 7, Golden Knights in 6, Stars in 6, and the Pittsburgh Penguins in 7. Okay, so it's kind of funny. I was just talking about how good the East is, and then a team from the West goes on and wins the Cup. Team awards here, we know all these. Actually, I don't know if I realized Ottawa won the President's Trophy. That's kind of nuts, honestly. Individual awards, Gaudreau there, Art Ross Trophy. Hinch got the Hart, though. McCarr is 4th straight James Norris. The dude is an absolute cheat code in this game. Patty Kane, Lady Bing with the Sabres. I mean, we traded him back to his hometown team. I feel like, you know, we did the right thing. Shane Wright there does get the Calder. Aho got the Conn Smythe. Wow, so what a free agent signing for them. We could have paid like an extra $500K to get him, but that's all right. Spencer Knight there did win the Vezina. Forsberg, though, William Jennings with Korpisalo. Ferraro, Bill Masterton. Boston coach Jack Adams. Tavares got the Selke. Okay, I'm really hoping Couturier will win this at least once for us. Hintzer also got the Ted Lindsay, and then Ovechkin there with another Maurice Richard. And in terms of the AHL awards, Providence Bruins there won the Calder Cup. Take a look and see if we got any individual awards. Chaz Lucius, most points. Must have been traded because now in the Utica Comets. Borkstrom, their MVP for the Coachella Firebirds. Chaz Lucius also had most goals. Demidov there was the best rookie for the Senators. Wow, so they won the President's Trophy, and they had the best rookie in the AHL. He'll probably get called up next year. It'll be even better. I know a lot of people said I maybe should have taken him instead of Kivahardju. Have that Russian duo once we get Michkov, but we really need a defense. Wyman there, best defenseman. Saugard, best goalie. Also on Ottawa's AHL team. Their franchise is looking sick. Got Det MVP of the playoffs. Chaz Lucius, sportsmanship. Notavera, community involvement. And then finally Ingram there, lowest goals again. And the draft results are in, guys. St. Louis there picking 1st overall. So they'll be landing Michael Misa. Winnipeg jumps up from 4 to 2. Unfortunately, we have no luck. We're drafting 12, but I mean, our odds are obviously very, very slim. I'll take a look at retired players next here. Wow, I did not expect to see that. Sidney Crosby retires at 37 years old. He usually lasts a lot longer than this. Oh my gosh.
That's what she said.
This is around the time I'm signing him. I think his contract, yeah, gets done. And he still plays like at least till he's 40. That is crazy to see. Obviously, probably a top 5 player all time. Look at those points, those games played. Blake Wheeler there calls it quits. He was actually with Vegas at this point. Paul Stastny, Voracek, Lucic. I mean, aside from Crosby, really not that crazy retirement class. And yeah, I think that's the earliest I've honestly ever seen him retire. Carey Price there was already LTI retired. And he actually retires with his old goalie partner there, Yaroslav Halak, which is kind of cool. And so around the draft here, guys, I doubt we're going to get the 1st overall pick. Probably has a ton of value with Misa. Oh my gosh, it's not Misa. Some made-up guy, Santiago Gormley from the USA medium franchise. Okay, similar style there, Patrick Kane. He's going 1st. Misa's actually going 2nd. You then got some medium elites there. Okay, I think Malcolm Spence is also medium elite. Same with Jordan Gavin. James Hagen's there, Will Sharp. I mean, we're picking 12. Oh my gosh, Carl Soupy could be medium franchise. So our scouts rank him 8. Central Scouting's 11. You got Gustav Griva there, who I added. He's medium top 6. Same with his twin brother there, Reinhardt's Grieva. So I feel like we got to go for this Carl Soupy's guy. I mean, probably isn't similar style Wayne Gretzky. Are our scouts onto something nobody else is? Okay, so I mean, Central Scouting ranks him 11. We're picking 12. I don't want to risk that. We definitely have to move up at least a few spots. But if we can get a player that's, better than somebody in the top 5 at number, say, like 9. Number 8's on the block. Same with number 9. We're picking 12. So right here, you guys can see all the players we'll have to choose from. Now, the one thing I'm worried about, our scouts have this guy ranked 8. Someone else could too. I really want to take him. Like, if he ends up being franchised, I'll be so upset I missed out on him. So I'll play it safe. Luckily, Pred's pick is on the block. I mean, 12 to 8 shouldn't cost us, a crazy amount. Although I think 12 to 8, there is a difference there between medium elite or not. And look at this, guys. Nationals interested in McAnamy. Honestly, hasn't played that great for us. Like this season, 901, 332. Last season, 902, 308. So just barely above 900. You could definitely blame it on the defense. 26 years old, so he's going to be done growing now. I mean, if it gets us like a franchise player, I feel Dodge should be getting better. Bjarnsson's a 76 now. We can move on from McAnamy in that contract. At that point, actually, look at the value difference. Never mind. I could probably trade him for more. Maybe just throw in Ranta and like a late pick. Do like a 7th 2027 with Ranta here. And they say yes. Okay, so Ranta we really didn't even need. He was in the AHL. Hopefully our guy's still available out there. 8, obviously, a little bit risky. Malcolm Spence just went. You can see Benak before him. You also got another made-up guy at 3. Stutzel there, 80 medium elite. Same with Holik's 82. Then it's Misa, of course, 2nd overall. That Gormley guy ended up being 84 medium franchise. Yeah, what a player there for St. Louis. So, could take, a known player. Jordan Gavin, James Hagens, Will Sharp. They're all real prospects, all guaranteed medium elite. But I'm taking a chance on the guy who could be medium franchise compared to Gretzky. And, okay, 80 medium elite. I mean, that's all right. We'll take that. He's a playmaker. 87 passing there. Looks to be a pretty solid player. I don't think any of those other guys are 80 overall. Yeah, Haitian's there 79, so he's close. Gavin's also 79. Sharp's like... Oh, Sharp didn't actually go at 11. Wow. So we could have just taken him with our original 12th pick there. 67 overall, medium elite defenseman. Obviously, we need defense more than forwards, but had to take a chance on like this superstar player. Hagen's there you can see, 79 medium elite sniper. And then right here too you guys can see Gavin's stats. He's a playmaker. He's actually got better passing than the guy we took, so he might have been the pick. And now look at this, guys. I just checked gems. We got this Terry McLean guy. Guaranteed low elite. Gonna go like 4th round. Hopefully he's a stud with some like X factors. And now we're making our next pick here, guys, in the 2nd round. 61st overall. Could take this Hensick guy a little bit early, but supposed to be medium top 6. We gotta make sure we get McLean, of course. I'm thinking late too. We'll take that Rome guy. Maybe a chance on Green Tree there. So Hensick, come on. And medium top 9. Late 2nd. It's not terrible, but not great either. 3rd round here, guys. We'll probably take that guy who's ranked like 100. Let's see. Green Tree. Please be decent. Craig Greentree. 52 low elite. Okay. I mean, not terrible. And now next year, guys, I'm offering up our 5th round pick and Wade Allison, the Devils, so their 4th round pick. We're moving up 31 spots. So we're going from the beginning of the 5th to the beginning of the 4th. Allison here's done growing now. He's only at 79. Feel like we can move on from him. See what the Devils say. Say yes. Okay. So I wasn't going to resign him anyway. Good trade for us. Make sure we get that low elite guy. So next pick here, Terry McLean. Come on. Guaranteed low elite. Only 50 overall, but not terrible. And our last pick in the draft here, guys, is going to be that Rome dude who could be medium top 4 defenseman, Roy Rome, and medium 7th. All right, so we missed on that one. That's all right. I feel like we made up pretty well. Like that player we drafted, hopefully, turns out to a beast. Like they literally compared him to Gretzky. I was expecting medium franchise, but medium elite's not bad there for Soupy. All right, guys, we're not the re-sign phase here. $38.5 million in cap space, and really not that many guys to re-sign. Again, there's some pretty, big name superstars that could be available for agency. Want that money for them. Cam York, though, does need a new deal. 24, now an 85. I mean, 5 years, $5.5 million seems very fair for him. 6 years is till he's 30. 7 years would be like the rest of this franchise. I mean, I don't mind that. If he would take, say, I don't know, 5.75 for 7 years. Feel like if he gets up to an 86, 87, that's a very good contract. Bobby Brink's down 85, only making $2.5 million. So that's an awesome contract as well. Let's see. Tyson Forster still 1 year left. Grand's 82, 2.8. It's not terrible. It's not amazing. I'll do like 2 years, 2.5. I feel like he might get passed by some younger guys pretty soon. Noah Cater's down 81, so he dropped from an 80 to 78. Then he went and gained 3 overall. 2 years, 1.5 for like a solid defensively 4th liner. That's also pretty solid. This Soupy guy, I mean, I think he probably goes into the AHL the first year if we sign him. Could also just leave him unsigned though, let him go back to Germany. But you know what I'm thinking, might as well just sign the AHL team and hopefully he can help us win a Calder Cup. Gawain, Vesalainen in there, both 26. I guess we could sign him for like 1 more year. Nylander, though, is 27. I know someone said they know Nylander in real life. He's ungrown though, dude, so I gotta let him go. I apologize. This dude, Lumala, 20 and 78 now. 7th round pick. 5-star physical there. This guy's a future 4th liner for us. He could potentially play 4th line this season. Rensselaer is 77 now, so yeah, he'll probably be in the AHL, and that little league guy might take over. Obviously, Wayne Simmons they were letting go. Same with Jack Johnson. I think Jack Johnson retired, and I totally missed that. He's probably thinking, I got a free $5 million. Obviously, we're fine with it. Didn't mess up any of our contracts. Oliver Bonk there, got to make sure he's signed with a contract as well. Also, guys, I saw Kip Hardy's now 80 overall, so he's probably making the jump to NHL next year. In terms of the goaltending, Peterson definitely not bringing back. He got paid. Bjarnson, Rene, both going to get signed, obviously. Bjarnson there, high starter. Rene, a medium elite. And there you go. Noah Cates said yes to the contract. Same with Cam York. That was a big long-term deal. Grands as well, took a bit of a pay cut. Desnoyers. I think everyone else now is just AHL players. That Soupy guy said yes. Barkey, Bonk. I think, yes, every single person is coming back. So I think at this point everyone's under contract. We still have $32 million in cap space. I think we are trying to be competitive next year. You'd want to add 1 defenseman and maybe 1 forward. Also, too, could look to trade away McAnemy, bring in a new goalie. So got a ton of options here. Like literally, we could run this team next season and be relatively competitive, and that's with $32 million in cap space. Like kind of crazy. All right, guys. So moment of truth here. Entering free agency. Oh my God! Wow. Talk about the star players available. Austin Matthews and Leon Draisaitl. Are you kidding me? We literally had the money. We could sign both of them. I feel people would probably hate that if I did it. Especially, Matthews is asking for $3 million more, only 1 overall higher. I don't know if I've ever signed Draisaitl as a free agent in this game. I feel like Edmonton 99% of the time re-signs them, so that's crazy he's available. I mean, we got to try and bring at least one of these 2 guys in. Troy Terry's there. Patrick Kane's available. So only played for Buffalo for 1 year there. Tore it up, though. Jeez, he put up 87 points, over a point per game. Ryan Johansson is back up to an 87 after being 84, asking for $8.5 million after literally being given away to the Colorado Avalanche. So it's funny to see that. Josh Bailey, 78 overall, wants 8.3. How did he do last year with Chicago? He had 55 points, which is decent, but it is not $8 million decent, especially at 78 overall. And now behind him there, you got Claude Giroux, 87, Buchnevich, 87, Mangiapane, Dellandria's probably RFA. Yeah, same with Romanov there. Bernard Docker, Gavrikov's a free agent now. I mean, this free agency class is honestly pretty stacked. Orlov, Pavelski, Jake Ottinger. Oh, he's an RFA. Imagine if he was 1 year older, we could have a 90 overall goalie for free. Linus Ullmark, though, is available, 89, wants 7.7. I mean, and we're signing Draisaitl at that point. We're basically saying we're not trying to be bad anymore, which kind of sucks because there's 1 more year until Gavin McKenna's available. The thing is, we've been like a competitive team every year. We've never been a basement dweller, so I think our odds of getting McKenna are very, very low. Ullmark there. Would be interesting if we signed him, and again, we have all this money. Like, we got to pay somebody. So I think for sure, guys, I'm making an offer on Draisaitl here. He wants $11 million for 7 years. I think that's way too cheap for him. I'm not sure what the other teams are going to do, but I'm going to go pretty hard. 12.5 for 7. I'm just wondering, like, should we go 13? Honestly, what is 500K when you're getting a 95 overall player? I feel like 2 million over should make sure you get him, especially because, you know, we're not a playoff team or anything. Austin Matthews, I think we pass on just because once you have to sign guys, like basically all our money's on these 2 guys. Plus, we had Matthews last year with Houston Coyotes. Again, I don't think I've ever signed Draisaitl as a free agent, so I want him bad. In terms of the defense, we could actually use 1 more defenseman. Not looking as good this year. Pyonk's the best one available. Same with Peterson. Peterson there, 85. Really solid defensively, 890 awareness, 90 shot block, stick check. I feel like we're getting good production from Sanheim, decent from York. Probably need a defensive guy more, so make an offer here on Peterson. I'm thinking he's 29. 4 years is pretty fair. 4 years, 4.15. Let's try 4 years, 4.4. See what he says to that. And then Linus Ullmark here wants a 3-year deal. I'm thinking Bjarnson will probably be our starter in about 3 years. That pays him until he's 34. I don't usually like paying goalies, but we've not been keeping the puck out of the net at all. 3 years, 7.5. Still have a ton of cap space for like extensions and whatnot. I feel like that's probably fine, especially too we trade away McAnemy. Can save some money. Anderson, though, 3.6 for 86. That might have been the way to go. So if we miss on Ullmark, maybe I'll go after Anderson next. And on this year, guys, I'm looking at 2A players' potential. Good news is there's no like medium top 6s. The best is Yolanin, 25.79 low top 6. I mean, we lost Nylander, could bring him in. Just help with the AHL team. Everyone else here doesn't really look to be the best, which honestly is good though. Like there really shouldn't be great prospects available in free agency. it means the computers are just doing dumb stuff if that's the case. Now I'm also looking at goalies here. Olivier Rodriguez available, 24.77. Could have him and Bjarnson as our AHL goalies because the medium elite guy is still like a low 60. Trade away McAnemy. Dawes will be our NHL backup. Let's see if he'll do like 2 years NRK. And I was just checking out Chicago, guys, thinking about, potentially making a trade for Michkov here. Are you kidding me? He's now got high franchise potential after having a 48-point rookie season. Like, that's not anything amazing. I don't know how he jumped to potential. So what I'm thinking is, if we want to have any chance to get him on this team, probably have to sign Matthews. If he says yes to us, we immediately trade him to Chicago for Michkov with Carlson. Just pretend basically Chicago Blackhawks signed Matthews, not us. Could still have Draisaitl at that point. I think like it's kind of our only chance. So in terms of the money, we're definitely giving out too many offers. And I think the way the game works though is it like prioritizes higher rated guys. So Matthews and Draisaitl should be able to sign. Allmark, if we have the money, we'll be able to. If not, it'll go to Peterson. So Matthews here will make an offer. If 4 teams interested, we'll do, this is crazy amount of money. We'll do like 14.5 for 7 years. So we've got those offers out. It's going to be kind of a bit of a crazy free agency day, but we'll see what happens. All right, guys, so our first free agent signing there, Olivier Rodriguez, probably going to be the AHL backup. Yolan in there helped the AHL team as well. Still waiting to hear back, of course, from Matthews and Draisaitl. Gergensen for a 7th. Okay, I didn't see the swap of the 2s. Yeah, don't think it's worth it. I think he's actually a pretty solid 4th line forward. Urquhart there, we got a new AHL head coach. Okay, that's potentially bad news. Allmark said yes. Big contract there on a starting goalie. Draisaitl said yes too. Peterson said yes. Matthews said no. I actually went to Anaheim Ducks. Okay, so at least we put the offer out there. He said didn't offer enough money. So we really got everybody we wanted to. As obviously Matthews was like a last-minute decision there to try and make a trade for Michkov. He got 14.6 from the Ducks. I think we offered him 14 right on, so that is crazy. And now because we have Lance Allmark, guys, no longer need McAnemy, 84 overall, but not putting up the best numbers. Trying to trade him with a 6 to Boston of all teams for a 2nd. I think this is going to go through. There we go. Okay, so pretty good pick. And now next you guys are trying to get hockey trade the Ottawa Senators. This is a 1-for-1 for Demidov. As I mentioned before, what you guys want me to get him, he's like the Michkov light. So if we eventually get Michkov, we have like a Russian duo there. Last season he had 61 points at AHL, very impressive. Offering up Clark Caswell. He was in junior where he kind of tore it up, to be honest. What is that, like 90 points I think in 60 games. So he's on the block. If they do this 1-for-1, I mean obviously it'd be awesome. I'd even be willing to add a little bit. Wow, trade's accepted. Okay, I didn't think that would go through, but it did, so that's awesome. And now because we have so many extra forwards, guys, next year I'm trying to trade Morgan Frost to Dallas Stars for a 1st-round pick. He was an 86, he dropped to 84, now he's an 85. He's not a bad player at all. We just have, so many good young players coming up. 26 now. We'll see what the Stars say to this. Their pick's on the block, but the value looks pretty equal. Trades rejected, sweeten the value just a touch. Okay, so that tells me we throw in a 7th-round pick. We'll do it in 2028. They say yes. There we go. Okay, so I think now we actually have a lot of draft capital. Like, yeah, next year, 2 firsts, 2 seconds. We're looking good in terms of goalie, defense, forwards. And we still have $15 million in cap space, which obviously I'm just going to leave. We can use it at the deadline if we're actually in a playoff spot. If not, we'll just trade away and, have more cap space for next summer, re-signing guys, etc. Just got a run off here, guys, from the Coyotes. A 4th-round pick for Johansson, who's low top 9 to 5th. I mean, I'll say yes, because never probably going to use Johansson anyway. And now next year, guys, trying to get a small trade the Avalanche, trading Lyubushkin for a 6th-round pick. We don't need him anymore. Seems like a waste to have him in the AHL. And they say yes, so just a free pick there again. All right, guys, for another start next season, I'll show you what the team is looking like. Honestly, I think we're pretty stacked. I feel like, 4th season's going to be the try where we finally make the playoffs. First line there, you got Carlson, Draisaitl, Bomeek. Again, Bomeek's only 86, but last year he had 49 goals. The shot there is incredible. They get a +5. Second line there, Sam Reinhart, Sean Couturier, Cutter Gauthier also get a +5. Third line's Farabee, Stankovic, and Brink. 4th line, you got that Lumala dude who's the low elite power forward. He actually looks pretty solid. I think he's going to fit well there, playing with Gergensen, of course. Very solid defensively, 91 D awareness, and then Kate, 90 D awareness to round up that 4th line. Defensively here, look at this. Sanheim, York still the top pair, getting a +5. Kiva, Harju, Peterson also get a +5 on the second pairing. And then we got Grands, DeMello, bottom pair. Like, all of a sudden, defense looks so much better. And they're playing in front of an 89 overall Linus Allmark. Like, I think we're going to shoot from no playoffs to making a deep cup run with this team. Even the AHL team here is absolutely stacked. So we got Demidov, Forster, and Soupy. Forster's down 84, but again, kind of the odd man out just because last year didn't have the greatest AHL season, even though playing first line in 83. So Stankovic actually kind of won his spot here in NHL. I think at the start of the summer he was still 81, so I had the 3rd line center spot for Forster, but Stankovic ended up tying him in rating, and again, I think he'll produce more. Wood there on the 2nd line with Abruzzese and Yolonen. Vesalainen still there. We got Denver Barking on the AHL team, playing Denoye. 4th line solid, Deslauriers. I think 1 year left on that contract. Defensively here, we got a Tarzan 80. Bonk's actually on the bottom pair now playing the AHL. So 20, 75, medium top 4. He should become an AHL defenseman. Goaltending-wise, Bjarnson there's a 78 now at 20. So looking like he's growing well. Rodriguez there backing him up. Again, I think, not only the NHL team, the AHL team also is very stacked. So it would be pretty cool if both these teams can make championship runs. Now, before we end the video, guys, I'll show you our ratings for next season. We've got 95 offense, 94 defense, 89 goaltending, led by Draisaitl there. You can actually see I gave the A2 that I think Konecny was ranked before. So, very excited to see what happens in the next episode. But that's good for this one, guys. If you enjoyed it, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.